Thank you. Well, welcome everyone.
Bienvenue à tous.
It's really nice to be here in Geneva. I really like the city. My name is Camille. Je m'appelle Camille. I'm from the Netherlands.
My name is Birgit. I'm also from the Netherlands. And you call it Pays-Bas, I believe. It's a tiny country next to Germany. It's not very big, but I think you'll know it.
So what we brought with us today are some really cool experiments. They're part of a show called Freezing Physics.
Yeah, and we call it freezing physics because all the experiments we do have to do with liquid nitrogen. And you can see it over here. You can also call it liquid air, to be honest, because the air around us is mostly made of liquid nitrogen. But what we have in the air is not a liquid, of course, it's gaseous.
So this is not a liquid, it's a gas. And because it's a gas, we can know it's really cold. Like, really cold.
Yeah, and when he says it's really cold, what he actually means is it's really, 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 really cold because it's around 200 degrees below zero.
So, if it's really, really, really cold, is it also really, really, really dangerous then?
And I think that's a really fair question to ask. Unfortunately, it's not. We know how to work with it, and that's why we can do it safely. And to demonstrate that this is a safe substance to work with, we'll actually need a volunteer from the audience.
Anyone? Maybe a little younger one? Yes, you can come up front. Great. Yes, please?
Yes!
Hi, I'm Camille. Comment tu t'appelles? Julia. Well, great. Can you stand here? What I want to do, I'll try to talk slowly in English. You understand it a bit? Ah, great. What I want to do is pour some liquid nitrogen over your hand, but to demonstrate that it's safe. So what I want you to do is hold your hand like this. Stretch out your fingers. Yes, maybe like this. And then I will put the nitrogen over your hand. Can you maybe use this hand and remove your watch? That's maybe a bit safer. Because safety first, of course. Put on some extra glasses. Yes.
Extra safety, yes.
More safety. So your hand like this. Stretch your fingers. This hand. And only this hand. You can... Great. And when I poured it, after 2 seconds, your hand is still okay. If your hand is still okay, you can wave to the audience. And the audience can wave back, of course. And we'll see what happens. So don't be afraid. Here it goes. So that's it. So what just happened was, you can give the glasses back, I'll give your watch back. So what just happened was the air was boiling, the liquid was boiling, and because it was boiling, there was a gas forming over your hand, and the gas, it protected your hand, so the liquid didn't touch your hand, so you were perfectly safe. And that's what happens. And because you were this brave, we have for you, a balloon. So here you go. Thank Julia.
Yeah, that's really brave. But Camille, what the hell did you just do? We needed that balloon for our experiment.
That's why it was there. Well, let's make a new experiment. So this is our experiment now, but what did you want to do with it?
I want to freeze it, of course. We're doing freezing physics. And to do that, we're actually going to use this tiny basket over here. In this tiny basket, I also have, again, liquid nitrogen. And what I want to do is put the balloon in to freeze it. So if you have it tied up, we can see what happens if you freeze a balloon. And maybe you can already see that it's kind of getting tinier. My hand is going down, and if we keep waiting for a few seconds, we're going to see the balloon disappear into the basket, which is why I'm going to use this glove. This glove is specially made for the temperatures of liquid nitrogen, so I don't freeze my hand. And as you can see now, the balloon is entirely in the basket. And I can use these wooden sticks now to get it out and lift it up so you can see it again. And there's almost nothing left of the balloon.
So we see, like most things, it gets smaller when it gets colder. But didn't you just pop it?
I think that's a really fair question.
Maybe it's just broken.
Yeah, so I can prove that I didn't actually break the balloon, but that the air is all still in there. It just got really small. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it out, and then I'm going to blow on it to warm it up. I can probably take it with my hands pretty fast because the balloon warms up really quickly.
So it wasn't broken after all.
So as you can see, yeah, all the air was still in there.
Ah,
Oh,
it broke.
but now it broke because of the cold.
And we prepared more for you.
Yeah, we prepared
We can
way
show
more.
this. If you put the table back a bit. So there we go.
And then we brought more balloons into this bigger basket. And let's see how many can fit in this basket. If there's also liquid nitrogen in this basket.
So
I
I'll
can get
count.
1 out.
1,
And 2.
2, 3,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
9,
9, 10, and that's it. We can fit 10 whole balloons in there. And if we wait for a second,
That will blow up eventually. I think they all broke.
no, this one is fine.
Ah,
As you
great.
can see, they're all still blowing up. And we had actually like 10 full balloons in there.
Yeah, but we didn't know for sure whether they will break or not. But the red ones were actually hearts. And it was actually a surprise of me for Birgit. She didn't know there were heart balloons in it. But it was because I wanted to tell her how much I love doing the show with her.
Oh, Camille, that's really kind. I really like doing the show with you as well.
Like?
But you know, yeah, you know, love is such a precious word. I don't use it very often, and but you know, I really like doing the show. But you know, not everyone always has their head in the clouds. I just like to keep my feet on the ground. Maybe other people have that as well. You know, you just have your feet on the ground, not much head in the clouds. But we can do that, right?
Is there maybe anyone who wants to have their head in the clouds? Like your head in the clouds? Anyone from the back maybe? Some kids, head in the clouds? Volunteers? Yes, you. Come up stage. What's your name? Comment tu t'appelles?
Gabriel.
Gabriel. A big applause for Gabriel. So, what we're going to do, we're going to have your head in the clouds. You know the clouds? Oui, your head in the clouds. So what I want you to do, stand over here. Yes, with your face to the audience, maybe a little bit back. It's a bit dangerous. No, it's fine.
No, we'll keep you safe.
So what we're about to do is we have our cloud machine here. And I think this distance is safe. You know what clouds are made of?
De l'eau et
De l'eau.
mais, l'eau elle s'est évaporée, du coup ça fait des nuages.
Wow.
Wow. Ah, thanks.
On a compris, je crois. Go ahead.
So that was only it, sorry. That's it, fine. So what we're about to do, we have water over here, l'eau. And what I'm about to do is pour it in the liquid nitrogen. But for safety, I'll put on these safety glasses and the gloves.
And we're gonna stand over here.
Voilà, vous allez rester ici, Gabriel. On sait pas
So
trop ce qui
for
va
the
se
last
passer.
experiment, I want all of us
Okay,
to count
take a
down.
step back.
Maybe stand back a bit. So with his head in the clouds. So for the last experiment, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can walk into the clouds.
So, big applause for Gabrielle. Give your hand. Thank you.